Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelby if you're new here, and this is Shelby's Hive. So today's video is going to be about the tools and books that we are using to homeschool our first grade daughter. If you didn't see my previous video, I will have it linked below, but that gives you a little bit of an explanation as to why we are only homeschooling our first grader right now, so I invite you to go check that out. This is not an official curriculum. These are just bits and pieces that we put together that we feel will help enforce what we know she needs to work on at this point. She's between a kindergarten and a first grade level, so some books are kindergarten, some are first grade, some are a mix of both. But I'm just gonna kind of fly through these and show you guys what we're using. Eventually I'll do an update video once we decide what works best for her, if it's curriculum and workbooks, or if we're gonna go more of the unschooling route. So right now for math, we are using the Spectrum math workbooks. There's no like teacher's manual to this. It's pretty much just a workbook, and in the beginning, it talks about the numbers, it has visuals, writing the numbers, just enforcing what those are. And then it moves on to some simple addition and subtraction, again with the visuals for her. She's been doing really well with this, and so I'm curious to see, it does go into addition and subtraction without visuals. And so we'll see how she does with that, because she is a very visual learner, I feel. But yeah, so we are using those right now for math. For sight words, we're still working on sight words. She has a tendency to want to phonetically sound words out as opposed to remembering them by sight. For some reason, that's very hard for her. So we are still working on it, but this has, it has 50 sight word activity pages, and they basically cut out, there's a bottom piece here they cut out, they glue it on, they have to rewrite the sentence, and then they have to draw a picture about what the sentence is about. So this is just kind of an example of what one of those pages looks like, and we're really enjoying this book. So that's part of what we're doing for sight words. The handwriting, we're doing three things. In the morning, we have some tracing paper or lined paper, and we are talking about what day it is, what month it is, what year we're in, the weather. We write her name, and so that's kind of her warm-up handwriting that she does. We call it her copy work. So we do that in the morning, and then we also do this handwriting and printing book. And this has all the letters, and I think it has numbers, maybe not. It goes on to sentences at the end, but in the beginning, it just has the letters and uppercase and lowercase, which is something we've talked about with her. And then they move on in the end and they get to sentences. So we've been doing that. And then we have also been doing handwriting without tears, which I absolutely love. This was actually something that she did in public school, and I cannot say enough good things about it. We have really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for a good handwriting book, this is one that I would highly recommend. So this is kind of what the inside looks like, but she loves this book, and I think it's a really good explanation of how to properly write letters, uppercase and lowercase. So this is the kindergarten edition, and then we'll move on to the first grade when she finishes this one. We are doing a little bit of geography, and this is the book we're using. I don't know that we're gonna get through this all in the next couple months, but it has map skills, landforms, bodies of water, continents and oceans. So really neat book, kind of just a extra thing that we do about every other day. We are also using a couple other little random books. This is the kindergarten problem solving, and then we also have the kindergarten language arts. She's enjoying these books. Again, we don't typically do these every day. It's about every other day for those. For sight words, we also picked up this one. This is 100 words kids need to read by first grade, primarily focusing on the sight words in the back. So we review these and just kind of go over them on a daily basis. Okay, so the next two books we picked up, these were recommended by other homeschool moms. They were reviewed on homeschool videos that I've watched, blogs, things like that. They are by The Well-Trained Mind, and the first one is The Ordinary Parent's Guide to Teaching Reading, and this is what it looks like. We have only worked a little bit into this one so far, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's laid out beautifully, so I do think it's a really well-written book. I just don't know how well it's going to work for Amaya. So I'll let you guys know how this goes, but it's a beautifully written book. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that it will work. And then the other one by Well-Trained Mind is the First Language Lessons. This is level 1, and this one I love. We've only done a couple lessons. We're still on nouns in the beginning, but she actually remembered, like we did the first lesson, we reviewed it the next day, she remembered what we talked about. So it's broken out into really small chunks, and I really see this one being a huge help for her. So very excited about that one. Now these are books that are just kind of extra books that we read, but I'll tell you guys about, kind of what that looks like for us. I have decided that once a month we're going to be reading a chapter book. The chapter book that we're reading this month is Stuart Little, and the idea behind this is that Maya has a hard time listening to someone talk to her without having any visuals. So what we've come up with is when I read her the book, she draws what she's hearing. So I'm hoping by doing this, it will reinforce what she's hearing verbally, and translate that into something she can remember visually. So we'll see how that goes, but this month we are reading Stuart Little. So the next 3 books are all from Hooked on Phonics. We did get the Hooked on Phonics program, and I kind of got it in the beginning of the year, not knowing if we were going to use it or not, but I pick and pull what I like from it. And so these are just some books. This one's called The Letter Hunt, Make Room for Zelda, and Follow That Ball. They reinforce letters, letter sounds, things like that. So we read through these about every other day, if not every day, to just kind of reinforce that. And they have fun, colorful pictures. So we do read those. We've also been enjoying this one. It's called Spaghetti in My Hot Dog Bun. This is kind of, I guess you would say, character training, or character traits, things like that. Having the courage to be who you are is what the book is kind of about. It's just about, being yourself, knowing that everybody has a heart regardless of, what we look like or what our preferences are. We also have a heart, we have feelings, and to treat people the way that you would want to be treated. So this is a really cool book, and she's enjoying that one. And then we also picked up this one from the library, which we've been using. It's just ABC Kids, and it's got some big, bright, colorful pages, which is why I picked this one up. But as you can see, it has like a little sentence up here, and then it has the letter, and it has something that starts with that word, like H. We have hat. So I'll usually read the page, and then she tells me what letter sound H makes. So that's kind of how we've been using this one. And again, it seems to be working. We're just kind of testing everything out. She does, as I mentioned before, have a auditory processing disorder. So it makes it hard because we don't quite know what she's understanding without visual cues. So it'll be interesting to see how she comes from the beginning of when we started to the end of the school year, which for her will be in June. It'll be the same as the public school system because she did start public school in the fall. Her amount of days that she has to have for the school year will be up in June. And then for the following school season, I think we will schedule it out a little bit differently for her. I think we're going to probably do something like, 3 months on, a month off, 3 months on, a month off, or something along those lines. We're going to give her a little bit bigger breaks in between, and ideally, again, hoping to have our other 2 daughters home by next fall, but we shall see. So I hope this helped. If you're just starting out in homeschooling, know that one of the biggest tips that I got that I definitely took to heart was not to spend too much money on curriculum. Spend more time focusing on your child's learning style and figuring that out and really honing in on that before you make a big purchase on curriculum. So that's been super helpful for me. I'm glad I listened to that because I feel like some of the curriculum that we could have gotten may not have worked well for her. So I think that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and just as a little bonus, I do have a new filming area if you haven't already noticed, so I'm super excited about that. Where I was filming before was just in our room by a window, and it was too bright and I was too washed out, and it just wasn't a good filming area for me. So I found a new one in the house and I'm super excited about it. So you will be seeing this background more often in my videos. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about any of the books that you saw, please let me know. I will try to link those for you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.